outstanding 7 minutes to lead by 7-0.
Darren Wilson saying they'll play the scrum, so Gibson Weru, Kasusia. It's all good scrum.
He's in a bit of trouble. It's 3-on-1. If Murai can move it, combo. Weru cuts back in. Good play. Space on the right.
For me, I went to Nakuru. So Nakuru is heavily associated with rugby. So, but when I went there, I started playing soccer, which I was used to do that, which I used to play when I was in primary school. So I did that for one term. It was not a sport for me. And then I went to play hockey. I did that for another term. And then it was not, I didn't get the satisfaction that I was looking for. I went to basketball, I did it for another term. And then again, I did not get the satisfaction that I was looking for. Then one evening, guys were playing touch rugby, so I started playing. It was very confusing for me because I had never, before high school, I didn't know about rugby. So it was a bit confusing for me. But again, I just picked it up and I never looked back. I think the only accolade that we won while I was playing was winning it's called Junior Rugby. It was a competition between Form 1 and Form 2. So we used to play amongst the local schools. I think that's the only accolade that I won. And one thing that I must admit, when I was playing in high school, I was just an average player. I was never skilled, I was never a standard player. But one thing that really stood out, after school I really loved rugby and I wanted to play at the highest level. So at times I would watch Kenya Sevens play. I would watch, I would follow Oscar and Benja, the late, playing, and I told myself, one day I want to play in the national team. And the only thing that I would say that really made me achieve that feat was just hard work, sheer hard work. I pulled my socks up, I worked so hard and had a vision, I had a dream to be the best, and I was able to play at the highest level. I've been, locally I've been a one-man club. I started at Tofrai. I ended up at Tofrai, having achieved everything that I could dream of. I won Kenya Cup 2 seasons in a row. Tofrai had never won Kenya Cup in recent history. I won Enterprise Cup with them. They had not won it in a long time. I don't think they've won it again. I won the tenor side as a player. I took the team to the first ever 7th Circuit Championship and they won it. So I think I did my best, I did my part when I was there. Apart from Tofrai, I think I had stints in Australia. I played in Australia in 2008 for 3 months at a club called Port Macquarie. And then I've played in the United States, in Colorado, at a club called Vail Rugby. And then I also played in the States in Santa Fe, a club called Santa Fe Club. I had a short stint in the UK, but it didn't work out because of visa issues. So yeah, that's basically it. I think the only thing that stands out between us and them is professionalism. And I must say I think we are catching up in terms of that semi-professional status. I think if you look at the top sides, KCB, Cabras, I think they are almost getting to that level. We are trying to catch up with them. The other teams are also doing very well. The only challenge, of course, has been COVID, which interrupted most of the things. But I think Kenya Rugby is in the right track. I think our first Kenya Cup we won in 2013, but I think the work started about in 2012. I think it was a I think it was a momentum shift from I think 2010. I think we finished 4th in about 4 consecutive seasons, and then in 2012 I think we finished in the I think we finished 3rd. And one of the things that really worked out well for us, of course, was we had a great coach in Eric Situma, the late, who came into top fry, and he focused on a few things and told us, if you do this well, the other things will take care of themselves. Number one, he said we have to have strong set pieces. So we really worked hard at our lineouts and our scrummaging, and our scrummaging was very dominant for those 2 seasons. And then the mood in the camp was just out of this world. I think the camaraderie among the team and the belief itself among the team was so high that we would win a match even before kicking the ball. Basically, I started coaching in a very. I don't think I didn't plan to start coaching, but I was forced to start coaching in top fry. I started coaching when I was playing. I think this is unknown to many people. I think most of the time when I was playing in top fry between I think 2007 even to 2013, I was heavily involved in coaching. I used to coach and play at the same time. But the first real go at full-time coaching was in top fry in 2015. I just did that for 1 season, and it was. I think if you ask me, I think it was a good experience, because I went on to win the 7th circuit, which top fry had never won before. I won 2 10-a-side tournaments, which we had struggled to win in a long time. So I think I was born into coaching. I think I did it for about 2 seasons. The first season was terrible. I think I coached a team which lacked direction. I coached a team which lacked discipline. I coached a team which lacked desire to win. They were just putting on the jersey for the sake of it. And those are things that I started addressing in my first tenure. And I think by the time we concluded by finishing about 4th, having won about 2 plate titles. And then the day after that was just building up from that. So the discipline was there, the commitment was there. So I just brought in the technical abilities into the team. Definitely the rugby is growing, and the results speak for themselves. I think if you look at our conditioning now, and then I think a lot of us changed. We've become stronger, we've become faster, we've become more athletics. But I believe there's so much work which needs to be done in terms of tactics, in terms of developing the players. We need to find players who are complete athletes. We need to compensate our athleticism with our skill. So I think we are lacking in terms of skill, but we have a lot of athleticism. So if we can compensate with our skill and game awareness, I think it will be a bit different side. I think my first call-up came into the last, towards the end of the 7th circuit. I was playing 10-a-side then, and then I was definitely a top player in my club. And the then 7th coach, Kodona Nampiu, I think was here for scouting, and he scouted me and told me to come for training. That was on a Sunday. He told me to come for training the other Sunday at RFUA. Funny enough, that weekend was a trials game. So we used to call it Kichinjio. So Kichinjio selection was done on a Sunday. So guys are called out, come compete. The guys who raised their hands were selected, and I did an amazing, game that day, and I was selected to play in London and Paris in 2005. And ever since that time, I've never looked back. Yeah, so I went to play for about 6 years, and earning about 35 tournaments in between. Yeah. When I look back in retrospect, when I was playing, it at the end it didn't seem as a big achievement, because it's something that I thought if I work hard, I'll always get this opportunity to represent my country. If I work hard, I'll get this opportunity. By then, it didn't seem a huge task. But again, now when I sit back and I look at the achievements that I'm able to achieve, they are massive. They are massive. It's something that took a lot of sacrifice, took a lot of hard work, and just self-belief. So I'm happy with what I achieved then, and I think if I'm given a second opportunity to do it again, I'll do it all over again. I think the best moment, first of all, definitely was being selected in the sevens team. That was my dream, and I enjoyed wearing the national jersey and playing in London at a capacity crowd, and the fans cheering at Kenya, Kenya, Kenya. Although we are the underdogs, we are being thrashed right, left, and center. But the joy of wearing the jersey and representing Kenya was something that I think I've cherished up to now. The highlights, of course, was our golden year in 2008, 2009, where we went on to reach the first ever final and getting into so many semi-finals, and getting to the World Cup and getting to the semi-finals again. So that was a huge year for me, and it's something that I cherish up to now, and I think it's one of the greatest moments that I've had in the national team. For me, one thing I normally tell myself is that I can always learn something from someone. He might be coaching Kenya Cup, he might be coaching Championship, he might be coaching Eric Shadley, because in life there's something that someone knows that you don't know. So for me, I look up to anyone that I compete with. I like the way Curtis has maintained the championship mentality at KCB. Yeah, I like the way Mitch has coached different teams. I like the way Fredo Lowe's had coached Impala when he was coaching then. I like the way Papa has coached Cabras and the way he coached Nakuru. So I try and learn from as many coaches as possible, and also tend to look at other disciplines. I also look at other disciplines, how the coaches are managing their teams, and I pick lessons from there. Because you see, at the highest level, it's not about coaching, it's about management. Oh, definitely. Number one, Benjamin Ayimba is one man who believed in me, who gave me so much confidence, who contributed so much to my success as a player. I think the players that I played with then in the national team, I won't name a few names, but I think the whole team, everyone contributed to me being a good player. And definitely now at the club levels, there are players that I played with that really encouraged me. One of the coaches that I think I have not mentioned is Jotham. I think Jotham is the one who really sparked that flame into me. He told me, you have the talent to play rugby, so work hard, you'll be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. For players, the number one thing in life is to have a dream. If you have a dream and you stay true to it, you persevere, you work hard, you visualize it, there's nothing that you'll not be able to achieve. So for me, it's just sheer hard work, dream, follow your dreams, be passionate about what you do, have goals, make sure you are moving in the right direction and be able to achieve your goals. To the young coaches, coaching is not an easy task. It's a tough one because you have to manage so many players who come from different backgrounds and different environments. So for you, the number one thing is just making sure that you're able to understand the players, and again, then after understanding them now, how are you able to bring the best out of them? So coaching is an art, if you may ask me. So it's a tough and interesting career. And I think the most important thing about coaching is just man management. It's just learning how to bring the best out of people around you. Kenya Sevens is in the right track. I think the last 2 seasons, I think this season has been a good season for us in terms of performances and results. I know again it's really hard to measure when you don't have the top sides playing, but again I think they're playing constantly well. There are things that they're doing right. You can see the camaraderie is there. You can see the technical bit of it is coming out really well. But I think now if you look at South Africa again, they're another level. I think their players understand the game to the last letter. They execute. I think I've never seen a team which executes as good as South Africa. If you look at teams, there are teams which depend on the athleticism of their players and their skill. But South Africa is pure. They stick to the process and they execute to the last letter. So for us, I think we're in the right space. I think we're headed in the right direction. I look at so many young players who were exposed in the recent past, doing very well. So if we see more of that, I'm sure we'll be in a better place. But again, one thing that I've learned as a coach is that developing a player takes a lot of time. It takes a huge lot of time. So I think we have to be patient with them and give them time to develop. So one thing that separates us from the elite teams is just the training age. How early do we start training our players? How many hours do we put into training? So if you see a South African who's 18 years, probably he has done more than 10,000 hours of training since he was maybe 14 to. So what we need to do differently, in my view, is that we need to make sure that we instill the proper skills to the players. We have the athleticism, we have the physique to match it, but do you have the skill to match it? Skill takes a lot of time to develop, and that's the area that we should concentrate more. I think to the Oilers fans, just to thank them for their support and the patience that they've had with us. I think me as a coach, my goal is always to make sure that I leave this club at a better place and make sure that the club is a championship side. So we're working towards that, and hopefully this season will be a different season in terms of how we compete at the highest level, and hopefully we can bag our major silverware this season.